We're live.
I haven't shared my screen. Okay.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yep.
There it is. So tell us what are we gonna expect of this stream?
I guess we're just gonna share the development of the game, of our RPG tactical game here. So I think working in this character we had this marmoset version which looks very nice. And try to remove the ray tracing. So it looks very nice here. We're trying to achieve the same look in Unreal. So we're gonna try a couple of stuff. And right now we have something like this, which is not really working as expected. So yeah, I guess we will just have fun with it. And in the meanwhile, just chat a little bit about game development and maybe the project.
Yeah, sounds
I've
great.
been experiencing. I also maybe I want to share some. Let me go here. Maybe want to share some workflows ideas I have for the environment too. So let's try to deal with the hair first, which is actually looks better than yesterday. I don't know. I don't know why, but so I think that to solve this, I imported this character Aurora from Paragon, and it has some nice setup for the skin and for the hair. And I want to check the hair to take a look at how they're doing it. And maybe we can just grab the material and just use it as it is and
Yeah,
change the inputs.
that's what I was gonna ask. If you were just gonna take a look at the material and try to reverse engineer it, or just for now copy and paste, see if it works, and then see
And
what's happening.
in my all days, I will reverse engineer and learn it. I realize it's a little bit dangerous in the game development to reverse engineer everything just because you're curious. Um, I think my approach is just try it first, see if it works, and if it doesn't, fix it little by little. Of course, I think I already took a look at this material a little bit. It looks fairly complicated. Um, is not something I would like to do with by myself. So maybe we can try to create something like this. And I also have substance here that we can help us to generate some textures here that are missing. And so this one looks fairly complicated actually. It's not so bad, but I mean the logic is very simple. There is no hardcore math here involved. Uh, just basic operations you will normally do, and I believe just the way you create this is you start little by little and you add to it. So let's just try something first. Let's create a material instance from this. So this is our material instance, and we're gonna move it to Sonus characters. I'm gonna put it here. And make a copy. And we will call it mi. Just change the name, Aurora for Calypso, and good to go. So let's try it. I'm just curious about how it will look like. And actually, I can just try it here first. I can duplicate this one, and I can put it here, just so I can have a look how it look like. And it will look like a mess, I know that, but okay,
Well, that was
not bad at all.
unexpected.
Not bad at all, actually. Um, of course, it has like the playing issues because the UVs are not aligned, and that could be fixed potentially if we change the UVs to match Aurora's hair. Um, but we're gonna try to put our UVs here, and I know they have some textures here, and I know that our hair has this UVs here, which we're using this one. So we're gonna use the red channel, and I believe it's not using. Yeah, this just using grayscale. So we may need to modify the material. Temp, yeah. Okay. So or what we could do is to change the UVs to match Aurora's hair, but I'm not sure about that. Looks nice. Okay. Okay, the way we're gonna do this is just gonna grab this one, and this is our material, and these are the inputs. I believe there is no more than this one. So I believe there is a parameter, channel mask parameter, and the root we won't change, I guess. Is it pointing downwards? And this one is pointing downwards, so it's not exactly the same, but it's working a little bit. So you have the depth, the roots, and the ID. Okay. I think I have an idea how to generate this. So for the depth, first we want to put a name to this parameter. Here, I'm gonna choose channel mask. Okay, this one will be the red one. And I think I can control here to move it. Yes. Then I put this one. Red one will be the alpha. And let's see if something happened. Nothing weird happened. Okay. Where is my... Okay. That's the thing about knowing materials. You can modify them. And you don't really need to create it from the beginning, but just by modifying it, you will be able to at least have some results. The problem is when you don't know materials and you want to change something, then you will have a hard time here. But I think for most of the time we're fine by just reusing some materials we have here. Okay, so I think I think we need different mask for this one. Let's just check the new channel parameter we created. This is channel mask here. Channel mask. Okay, so we need one for each hair. So we're gonna do that. This will be our alpha channel mask. This will be our unique hair channel mask, and this will be our depth channel mask. Okay, and we can even duplicate this material and put it in our own folder so we don't have any dependency. For now, I'm just gonna use it and then clean the dependencies later. And it should work. So this one should still look the same after compiling. That I'm almost sure of it. Where is that? Yeah, there you go. Nothing has changed because grayscale values really, it doesn't matter which channel you use. So for this one, we're gonna change we're gonna use the Aurora hair. We're gonna use this one, and we want to change let's try to put this one in global texture parameter values, so we can be organized. Okay, let's just leave it like that. So the depth one will be the red one. So let's just change everything here is like hair mask. And we're gonna do the same for this one. And which one else we're doing? The depth, the alpha, and the root still the same, and the unique hair value. Okay, the unique hair value we will use the clips hair. Okay. Let's pray for the best. Okay, still bold, but it's okay. It's just the beginning. Um, what we need to know, what we need to do is to create something very similar to this, like the unique hair and the depth. So I'm gonna use substance for that, and I'm gonna open here my folder textures, and I'm gonna look for my hair. There you go. So I have my channels, and the red one still be the same. So I'm gonna change the green one will be the unique hair. So what we're gonna do is to let's just close this one. Let's save it maybe here, call substance, call I just call Calypso, and this will be my hair. And what I'm gonna do is just drag this texture here. Just like this. Let's find it. There you go. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is to, can I use RGBA split? Okay. So I'm gonna grab the red one, and I'm gonna use, let's try to use the float fill. I don't know how that will look like. Okay, this one doesn't work. Oh, okay. So this can give me a unique value. Has some issues here, but let's just try with that. And what we're gonna do is float fill to random grayscale. And this will give us like a unique eye color for each one of those, which is grouping them, but you know, for now we're gonna keep it. So we're gonna copy this one. Let's, and if I remember right, we had the depth mask. Yeah, we do have the depth. The depth is in the green one actually. So let's just swap this. This will be the blue one, and this will be the green one. Okay. Now the depth is using the green one. Let's just channel mask. Alpha channel mask. We're gonna change this one to red. Depth channel mask will be the green, I believe. Yep. And this one will be blue, the unique one. Let's see. Okay. It's pretty bad. Especially because the hair color is different from the original one.
Right.
Welcome to game dev. What I can try is to change the roots. What I have here is, this is the depth. And this one should be hair extra, hair alpha, hair depth. Interesting. Let's go back to this one. Let's just try to play with it with that distance node. And I think this one is similar to the roots, which I believe it can. It could change something. So let's try to change the roots. And I will put a gradient, maybe this one, and I will rotate 180. And then I multiply a blend. It's been a while since I used Substance. I will multiply those. Looks fairly similar, actually. I can do it, use the blue one. Okay. We can try this one. So let's see, maybe we can put it here. Can create a new channel, an alpha. This will be where is a real. So this is the depth one. You can call the roots here. So let's try to find the roots. Roots. Okay, so it's this one. So we're gonna create a new one. And this will be my root channel mask, and this will be my alpha. And this control like this to put it here. Okay. Okay, let's try. So here I can just save this one. And sorry, hair mask, and we're gonna put it here. And this should do it. We should be able to change the texture.
Just re-import it for good measure, just in case. Just
Yeah.
in case.
Okay, so it's not reading my alpha. So what I will do is to export this as a TGA. And I will change the 32 bits so I can have all my channels. And what I will do is to change the re-import with new file. And I will look for this one. Terrible naming convention. Okay. So now that we have this, we can find the root. Can put our hair. And the root channel mask will be the alpha. Okay. Let's see. Let's just try to play with it and see what we can come up with. To be honest, I'm not sure if we're gonna really solve it now, but at least I want to have some progress.
Well, that's indie game dev in a nutshell. Just making small progress along the way so we can, I don't know,
Yep.
get somewhere fast.
Mm. Yeah, it's really just about don't get it perfect, just get it going. And there is a bug in Unreal. I don't know if you have had it, that you cannot rotate the screen.
Oh yeah, uh, it
Oh, there you go.
yeah, you just switch from tabs, and sometimes I'll tab into another program helps, but yeah, it happens to me too a lot.
Okay, so now that we have some mask here, which I'm not really sure is gonna be the right one. Let's try to change first the color of this one. I'm gonna make some space here. And let's try to find the colors. Okay, there you go, dye color. So we can try to find one of these colors here. And we can put the same one. Okay. You can actually, the cool thing about this material is like you can have like two colors. You can have like the green one. Still can have some variation. But for now, let's just keep it like that. Okay. And change the roughness. I think it's fine. The scatter, it's fine. Tip color, we're gonna change it to something dark. Here you can change all the random hue variation of all these strands. They have like individual colors for each strand. And anyway, we may use the groom asset in the future. So that's one thing. Another thing this one has is like it has AO, which is very strange. Very strange AO. So let's try to play with this with the fake mask maybe. Oh,
Oh,
oh. Not sure what this is about. Hair frames we're not gonna use. Brightness adjust 0. Damage. Okay. Roughness of the dye. Must be one option here to change the opacity or something like that. In fact, let me take a look at the master material. So this is the alpha, and the opacity mask is multiplied by our root. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So if our opacity mask is multiplied by our root, which is this one, of course, it's going to be very transparent. So we're gonna bump it up. Gonna use the levels. We're gonna, and we're also gonna blur this thing just a little bit, just like that. Okay. We can just copy here and change this one, and this will change the texture. So let's try. Go to our content browser, import. A little bit better, but still. So this one is using the cheap contrast that you see default here. And then it goes to opacity mask. Okay. Let's see if we can save this one. Not here. Not here. Well, there is the other option that we can use. You can change the planes to use our Aurora's planes to make the hair. But still, I want to compare this one with the other one here. Let me try to find this one. So if we check the alpha, it's very strong actually. It's very strong and it's very thick. And this one is very thin. Like if we check the alpha here, you can see that you have a lot of space between those. That's not something we really want. So what we're gonna do is to let's export this texture as the complete one, I guess. Or we can, yeah, we're using this one, so no worries. So we're using the red one. And for this one, what we can do is to blur. We can blur it a little bit. Just like that. And then just a distance node to play with it. Not this one. What I want to do is to maybe use the levels here. This could help more. Like if you check the original, it's like this. If we check this one, it's a little bit thicker. So what I can do is actually increase the blur here. And this will increase the alpha. And just by doing this, we can copy and we can change this one. And this should be a lot thicker. So we can save this one and in Unreal, we can report. Now let's see. Okay, much better.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. Okay, nice, nice. I like it. There is one thing that this material has that I find it really, really cool. It's the flame. Want to check it? Use hair flames. I click OK. You will see what happens here. It's gonna go bananas.
Oh man.
Very nice. Can put a nice lining. Call it a day. But yeah. So the important thing about this is that actually, like, I've been like 30 minutes doing this, and I'm actually using leverage of what Epic is doing. Epic is already creating the material. For me, it works. Of course, in a AAA studio, you can do this. You need to create everything by scratch most of the time because they have very specific things, uh, especially for control about who can or who cannot change something. But if you're like an indie studio, you have all these assets that Epic give you, and you can use for free. And these characters take months to create. It's actually a lot of work. You're talking about millions of dollars worth of assets here. Uh, a lot of people work on this from the conception phase to the 3D to the shader and the debugging and all these things. You can just use it right away. So that's a very important point. Like if you're making a game, use what you have and change it. And later on, we can take care of the the dependencies. We can clean it up a little bit. We don't really want to import the Aurora character to our thing. We just want to grab the hair material. So let's go back here and let's remove the hair flames for a little bit. What I want to do is to change the color. I wanna use something like have a different color here for some of this. It's very evident if I put another color here. So just trying to put a little bit more variation. Put a little bit darker, something like this. Okay. And you also have the root color. So this will change the overall color of the character. So you can go black. It's actually very nice. So what we can do is to actually make it a little bit darker to match. A little bit more saturated, but not too much. You don't want like the crazy hair. You can also go white if you want, if you really want it. Give you a lot of options, a lot of flexibility of what you can do with the shader. It's very nice to see that. Yeah. Like to make those changes and not being able, to change the texture and a lot of these things can take a while. So we can try to improve the hair. If I go again here to Aurora hair, try to match the what we have here on the mask. And you notice that the depth is a little bit special actually. It has some bleeding here, so I'm not sure if there is a it should be a way to make the bleeding in Substance. It's been a while since I, I use Substance Designer, so I believe there should be something like, especially if I check the library. There should be something like to bleed the color. So let's take a look. The depth one in our case, it's the green one. So let's check the green one. We already have the depth here, but not really working like I would like. So we can try to match the green one to have something like this, which has a lot of bleeding here and a lot of random colors. Let's see. I mean, this is not like a science where should do or not do this. You can just have random variations and try to play with it. So if we use the green one, we can use the blur again. And I like it, actually. And we can blend those two. Can try to add max lining, maybe. And then we can increase the intensity and also adjust the levels. Okay, something like this. Let's just try. Just to see if it can work. Can always go back to the old one. And actually, I'm gonna save this as my backup. Oh, actually, I don't need it. I have the other one as a backup, the other texture. So just go here. And let's see. Uh, I know it's a little messy, all these windows, but I only have one monitor here. If we go here, report, I kind of see the changes. Hard to tell actually, but for me it's working really nice already. And we have the unique hair value, and you can actually change all the color by using that random hue. Like if you put one, go crazy, but can you like 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.5? And this will work a lot better if we have like the unique value for each strand here, which I would love to have. I don't think I have that ability to have the unique ID for each hair. But anyways, this is working for me, at least for now. Another thing I wanted to change is the skin. Was checking some metahumans, and we can try to change the skin here by changing the mode to subsurface profile. And there is the profile here. Oh, we have actually profiles from Aurora. We can try just for just to have a look.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
I mean, if you are like the indie adept, you're like the trash collector or something. So, uh, let's see. We put our skin here. Nothing changed really. Let me try to check Aurora. Why their skin looks so different? Okay, this one's not that bad. Look at this comment.
Free
Yep,
assets, man.
free.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the color of the skin. Okay. Fresnel skin color. And you have the DFGHFHGSDF. I got it. And then you have the desaturation. Oh, you have some mask here. Let's check. So this one should be the cavity one. This one should be the cavity. This one should be the AO. And this one looks like the depth or some kind of blur mask. Is this really the skin?
Parts of her body are in the skin, so I believe that's why it is like that.
Hmm. You know what I think? Yeah, this is a well. It's using the alpha, and the alpha is using this ambient occlusion. Okay, so you have the ambient occlusion. You're putting something like this to bump the values, and then clamp it a little bit, and then multiply it with the skin color here. Let's just take a look at those individually. Like this one is hard to tell because we don't have the sphere. I mean, you have the model here. I can try to do something like this. So, because we are super good indie developers, this is very specific to Aurora. So I'm not gonna use it. It has like the snow, a lot of very particular things to this character, which really don't fit to ours. And we may expand the material in the future, but for now we're not. So what I'm gonna do is to shamelessly copy all this. And let me try on my side. Okay, I'm gonna put this. And I'll just keep these parameters for now, okay? And let's try to organize a little bit. We're not working with the hair anymore, so we're good to go. Don't need the Aurora head. You were good. I mean, look at this shader. It's impossible for us to create this shader in 30 minutes. And I think this is the thing about small developers is that they don't want to create everything from something. They want to create everything from scratch, and they want to understand. And I get it, especially when you are starting out. Like you want to explore everything, and it's very fun to study these things. If you're actually making the game, you have the clock ticking every time you want to make something. Time passes, and if you're a small developer taking 1 month to create a shader, it's just too much time. What this will give you is knowledge, and this can give you a job in the AAA industry, which I think it's basically my mistake. I think I did at the beginning for indie game development. Because I was learning, I didn't want to create everything like this. Like I wanted to create everything from scratch. I wanted to understand everything. I wanted to have control over everything. Everything I create should be mine, and it should have my signature on it. And you know, what got what the result was, the game didn't finish, but I got a job at AAA studio. um, so I guess you don't really die for nothing. But if the objective was to make the indie game, I guess I failed. Okay, so uh, I'm having the skin already here, and already looking much better than before. And I'm not really sure if it's because of it's the subsurface profile is working. And I mean, you can see the subsurface profile is working very nice. We can try to change the profile to something different. For example, spring ceremony. We can apply. I'm not sure how drastic the changes will be, but it's nice we have these profiles. Like, honestly, I don't have a clue how to create these profiles. Like, I guess it's just changing the properties of this class, which is most of the things in Unreal. We can try the frozen heart. I can already see it changing here. So let's just go to the basic Aurora skin. And I'm not changing my silly. Okay, changing the Aurora skin. And let's try to put this one. Let's see what it does. Let's go to our materials, and let's check we can check the face actually. We can check the face. So we can change
Your super
change this one.
parameters.
My super parameters. Okay, okay. And you can just play with it. I mean, let's just put a crazy value like 3. Look, notice the face is changing. I'm not changing the whole body. What I want to do is to have consistency in my skin. So what I want to do is to create a material instance of this one. It's like I have my parent material, and I have my Calypso skin base. And this is a very good practice. So this will be our base parameters. Because I have the face and the body, I want to change this one. And what I'm going to do is to change the parent of this one to use the Calypso skin base here. And also here in my body, I'm going to use the skin base as a parent. I'm going to put this one will have the body, and this one will have the face. So no worries. So instead of changing the face, I will modify all the skin at once by using this material instance. So let's decode what our friend tried to tell us with this parameter. So this one does nothing. Apparently, this deserves this name. transmission. And this thing will change based on the angle of the camera. So always try something like this. And okay, so these values work well for me. I don't seem to have any issue with the subsurface here. It's working really nicely. I hear that in Unreal 5 it's not working as nice, so guess I guess the subsurface profile works okay. Also have the skin saturation here.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Also make it more saturated.
The tan version.
Yep. But nice. I like this. Very cool. Let's just check the eyes just in case. I'm sure it's like some matrix inside. Am I refractive? Yeah, we have the matrix. So, okay, so you have the eye normals. And let's check our skin. Maybe. So we have the eye here. Like, okay, this is not the normal we deserve, but it's the one we got. And in the mask, I have a ring to it. I have this one. Okay, okay. Let's decode the eye refractive. There's one thing I wanna do before, and that is I'm gonna have to re-import the model because if I check my model, I have another mesh here, which I really won't use. Is the eye cornea here, which is different from the eyes. I mean, you have the cornea, you have the eyes, and I'm gonna remove it because I'm not really using it. And those are two different meshes, which it's fine in Marmoset, looks great. Like, especially if I put like the rain tracing, like it works, right? So let's just close this one for now. Classic script. I don't remember which one we use.
The
I
yeah,
think
that
it's
one.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this one, we gonna find the cornea. This one. And okay, let me save a backup. Save version 2. Okay, and let's just delete those. And I'm gonna drag this. And I'm gonna export selected. Let's just check where I put it. Uh, let's just check the static mesh. Where is it? It's saying, okay, it's just it's here. Unreal. Okay, makes sense. So I'm gonna export as usual. Let's export again. I mess up. Okay. Okay. Yes. And let's go back here to our character and we're gonna re-import this one. And this should get rid of our cornea. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now let's check Aurora, why Aurora looks so much better than us. It should be the material of the eyes, looks much more realistic. So let's decode the matrix. So you have these ones. I believe we can use the same textures here. 512. Okay. And then you have the base color. Okay. You get the environment cube map. And iris color. So you have the iris color. And I want to check what's the difference between the iris color and this color. Okay. Okay. So if I believe, I'm not sure about this, but I think we can use the same material with the same textures. It's gonna be fine. Because apparently our UVs are in the same position. If I check like let's check the UVs here. So we are in the middle. And we have something here, which is this one. So maybe that's not gonna work. Or maybe this is for another one. Let's check. Let's just try. So rows, copy here. Okay. Let's just put it and have faith. Okay. The iris is very short. But let's see. But let's justify the existence of these properties. So let's go back here. Let's see if we can change the eye. Okay, not this one. I ask. I'm almost sure that. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Looks a little bit funny. Brightness 5. Let's just keep it for now like this. problem with the eyes is that once you change the eyes, the character changes completely. You don't really want to mess up the the eyes. Let's just try to compare here. As usual, we don't want to change it here. I'm gonna go back to our eye. Okay, still a little bit creepy, but we're gonna put our eye just here. Did I do that right? No, I didn't put the eye, put the body. Okay. This one let's. Oh, now we have the plane. Amazing. Anyway, I thought I deleted that one before. I don't know about you, but the iris size looks not so bad to me. This looks fine to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, looks good.
Let's change the pupil.
I mean, a little weird, but
A little weird. I'm wondering what is it that makes it look so weird. Let's check our textures. Uh, so what they did is to create the iris and the base of the eye as a different texture so that they can change the texture. And by doing that, that means if we go to our eyes here, then that would mean that, okay, so this is Aurora. So the iris is way bigger and it's a 512 texture. That's why it's not really fitting. So we have two options. We can either create this texture from our own textures here, can make it bigger, which I don't think it's a wise choice. Or we can stick to this one and change. We can actually change the UVs. Or the UVs are fine actually. Okay. I think the easiest way is to actually, not that I look about it, this one looks a little bit creepy too. So yeah, it looks so creepy. We might need Guillermo's eyes later. Okay. Okay. Let's change the
But yeah,
We may
troubleshooting,
play with this.
all of the values, testing, it's all good part of the game
Yep.
development. It happens in code when you debug. It happens also in materials when you're trying to test. And I believe in materials is more harder to try and find the correct value because sometimes it's really obvious when something looks wrong, but then getting to the finer details. Oh, what's that? Getting to the finer details, it's even more hard to know if that color works, and you really need to have a good eye to know if eh, if that color scheme or color palette is working overall, or what's happening, right?
Uh, yeah, in a way, you have the flexibility of checking, like, like there is no right or wrong for this. I let's just say I can shape the game with this, and the game will work. Um, it's just a matter of taste and just trying different things. And it's not really math. Uh, it is math, but it's not. At the end of the day, like sometimes what is truth for the mind is not truth for the heart. So when you see something and you feel looks right, even though it's not physically accurate, then it will work even if you put with some crazy values and oh, that looks cool, and then you try it. I noticed there's some colors here we can play with. It may or may not change. It's really not changing much. This one looks like she's on drugs.
Oh,
If this one doesn't work, then you can go to reverse engineering and see how they're doing it. You don't really need to do it the same, but at least, like for example, this one, you can create, looks like they're creating like a material here using the world position offset. She's like, what? How are they putting this here? Okay, fairly complicated shader. It's okay. At least we got something working on. I'm not sure if, yeah, we don't have the before and after, but guess we can watch like the other videos to check how it looked like.
yeah, yeah. I'm watching your time. I don't know if it's getting a little late for you.
Yeah, it is. Uh, well, I'm happy with the progress. I mean, we had a pretty messy hair. Now we have something. We have pretty bad skin. Now we got something. So I like it. I like how it's changing, and just by leveraging assets from Paragon. I mean, we're like 1 hour on this, and it really can save you a lot of time when you're making a game and you want to no just you want to make it look great. You don't have time. You cannot create everything from scratch sometimes. Sometimes you can, but the rule of game development is that it always takes more time than you think it should take.
Yeah, you should really always try to find some corners to cut, code to
Yeah,
reuse, whatever you can to save time.
sure. But yeah, I think
Uh,
that's it for me.
yeah.
I'm gonna export this because it's driving me crazy. I don't want to see the plane there. Like, okay, let's just bring for this one more time and call it a day.
Yeah, sounds good.
Even our thumbnail looks better. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, Aurora. And actually, this one has like it also has the tier line which we have. It's a really nice made character, really nicely done, and the armor should have like a lot of things. Really, really, really nice character. But yeah, I guess it's nice to show how you can leverage assets from Epic to create your own projects. You don't need to create everything from scratch unless you want to sell something to the marketplace or something like that. Then for sure you need to create everything from scratch. Or if you're making a game, all these assets are free to use uh, for your development as long as you're using Unreal. It's a great thing to do. We have the sunset look. Okay, it's looking nicer. Do you think this will be enough for testing to have your character?
Yeah, it should be good enough.
I've seen worse. Like during development, like the main character still looks really bad until the end. They're constantly updating, and while you're developing the game, nothing looks final until the game is shipped.
Yeah, that's something that you can afford when you're with a big company. Being
Yeah,
indie, you need to catch the attention of anyone that you can, like really fast, and try to keep it.
yeah,
But yeah, thank you
yeah.
everyone
So
for watching.
that's it for me.
Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing your knowledge about materials. I learned some stuff, mostly confused by
learn,
those complex materials.
learning, learning how to steal.
Yeah, yeah, always.
Like I I don't even know what I'm doing in a sense that I'm just trying based on my previous knowledge what could work. And you can see like I messed up, then I change it, and then I mess up and I change it, and eventually we get it. So it's part of the process. If it happens to you, don't worry. Okay, so let's wrap it up.
Okay, thanks everyone again for watching, and we will see you next time.